Shake your dreams from your hair. I'm already there, right beside you. So please, don't hide, just say I'll be there if it breaks, right beside you. Suddenly I know now how it feels. I no longer have to beg or steal. I can stand now on this higher ground, where love is just a sound.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Coffee and Cresties Sunday morning. Crystal here with Gecko Diva. And we have a full house this morning. Mike's brought in a whole crew of people to come listen. First thing Sunday morning, getting this started. I know I've been a little MIA. I feel a little bad, to be honest. It's been pretty busy, and what you don't see and I have a fly, which is going to drive me bananas. So if you see me doing this, it's because I have one fly that I haven't managed to get. We got a little warm and then colder again, and then all these flies woke up. So the joys of living on a farm, I guess, right? um, yeah, so it's been a little bit of a challenge to kind of coordinate, I guess, and get all the stuff associated to the show. But we're here, and I'm glad to be back. Yeah, Breezy Gecko says, always. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Always one, I swear, right? And now it's on my hand, and I know it's just going to be flying around. Hopefully, it won't go on the camera. That's the worst. I find when I have meetings with work, it's always one that will land on my camera and just kind of walk around without me noticing it. But hey, it is what it is. I did, Kristen, actually, you'll probably be proud of me. I started getting some carnivorous plants, I guess is what you would call them. And I'm like, oh, maybe this will help with, like, I don't usually have an issue with like fruit flies or anything in this room, which is pretty awesome. But maybe it'll help with the one pesky fly. We'll see. Um, Thank you so much for joining live this morning. Thought I would share my fun little cup that someone got me over the holidays, where it says, I put a spell on you because you're a see you next Tuesday, which has now become my new favorite mug. And I'm rocking it as late as I can. I know we're starting to Christmify the farm. Today's the day where we're taking all the Christmas decorations out. Actually, I borrowed my husband's little tree that he got because he wanted to start getting festive. But yeah, out with all the Halloween decor and the fall decor and the skeletons and pumpkins and all that stuff. And where it's Christmas time, and they just actually launched. There's a tree farm down the road from us that does Christmas trees. And they just announced the date that they're opening, which I think is November 22nd. So next weekend, we are going to go get our 2 Christmas trees. And yeah, get a little festive. And for my US friends, I want to wish you an early happy Thanksgiving, because that's coming up as well. I know in Canada, our Thanksgiving's in October. It's already gone and passed. But for you guys, it is late November. So you have Black Friday that's going to be coming, and Cyber Monday. And I've already seen a bunch of fellow breeders post some ads for their Black Friday sales, because I know many of you definitely love to have Black Friday sales and trying to get a lovely geckos into New Hampshire. And there's the fly. But just want to give a shout out to everyone who's working real hard and getting the prep done for Black Friday, because it's a big job. I started taking pictures because now our season's kind of wind down. It's cold. We're not shipping. I mean, there's snow outside here. It's kind of miserable. I'm not a winter girl. But I started taking pictures yesterday and had to kind of make some sort of setup because my light box, the light in my light box, completely died on me within the first 30 seconds. So then I had to kind of grab other lights and like set up a little projection thing going on so I can try to take pictures. So I took some text pictures yesterday because I do have some geckos that I still have that I had for sale this season. And a few people mentioned at the expo that I need to update my website and put stuff on there. So I guess, no time like the present to start taking pictures and updating. Next season, I know is going to be huge for me because I had a pretty good hatching season this year. So I'm really excited for some of those little young ones to start growing up. But yeah, 'tis the season of taking pictures. Let's see who we have in the house this morning. So we got first in the house, Jennifer. Thank you so much for hopping in. Good morning. We have Kristen from Cresty Works. Good morning. Thanks for jumping in. GNC Exotics. Good morning. Lots of people in the house this morning. Breezy Geckos. You guys are all eager to be here on Sunday morning, and you're all here for Mike, not for me. Let's be real. Good morning, Breezy Geckos. Cassandra is one of our ride or die here over at Coffee and Cresties. I swear, Cassandra, you never miss a live. You're always here in the morning, and I very much appreciate you. So good morning, fellow Canadian. And then we have Zach in the house. Good morning, Zach. And lots of teasing here of us being a little tardy this morning. You can prep as much as you can. And we've met and we've done sound checks and everything seems perfectly fine yesterday. And you know what? First thing in the morning, it's like, oh, we're going to give you a little twist and we got to fix something else. So I definitely thank Mike for his patience and trying to sort out all the audio this morning, but we've got it all sorted now. Rouge River Geckos, good morning. David and Rose, thanks for joining. Another fellow Canadian. And I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. The chat is lively this morning. Awesome. All right. Well, I think I'm not going to have you wait much longer. We're going to bring Mike in. I just got to find the little intro. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Good morning. How are we doing today?
Oh, doing good. I kind of miss getting up nice and early on a Sunday morning. I've been sleeping in, I'm not gonna lie, the last couple weekends.
Must be nice.
Yeah, well, this household gets up pretty early in the mornings. We all are up and early doing stuff around the farm and stuff, getting ready before we actually go to our day jobs. So it gets a little, it's kind of nice to take a little bit of a break, but I do miss this because I find this is a nice start of a Sunday to be able to,
Yeah.
what better, chat geckos all morning. It's great.
Yeah. Well, we got the SNL crew in here, of course. They're the ones giving shenanigans already. And hey, morning, Jen. So yeah, if AJ's watching, got my little goat shirt on, the goat grandfather.
That's awesome. You want to explain to everybody? Is there a little hidden meaning behind the shirt you want to share with the
Oh
group?
yeah, yeah. So we have our Discord and his Palm Street Triple Ajax, and I'm the old one in the group. I'm in my 50s. Everybody else is at least, for the most part, 10 years plus younger. So, and I had a goatee down to here at one point.
Oh,
So
wow.
they would sit there and they would make fun of me and call me the old guy. And now I'm the old goat grandpa in the group.
So did you get the shirt or did somebody get the shirt for you?
Oh no, it was part of a not so PG package that Ajax and Shanoa sent me.
Oh,
And
that's
it
funny.
had rather savory jokes in there.
I bet. It's fun to kind of throw a little thing. I know when I got this little mug a couple of weeks ago, I was laughing hysterically. I'm like, it's my new favorite. It's not a mug I can bring to work because I'm sure I'll hear about it, but I could definitely have it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, for those who are tuning in who might not be familiar with you, can you share a little bit of where you're located and how you came up with your name?
So, all right. So we're first off, we're in the Triad in North Carolina, the eastern coast mecca of geckos. Um, I'm about 25 minutes away from AJD. I've got Morph Menagerie. I've got
Mhm.
Noel. Um, we have Allie. I mean, they're Brian Susan, Emily Burke. They're all within an hour of us.
That's
So
convenient.
that's we yeah, and our name we got a my family is a little bit of misfits, all of us, and I'm usually the ringleader of it. So I highly support my entire mother's side of the family was military,
Okay.
and I really support all our armed forces as much as I give them crap on the SNL lives. Um, I would lay down my life for any one of our service members and
Mhm.
police and EMS and fire. So it kind of just became we're a group of misfits. We're a misfit gecko army.
That's awesome. I love it. When did you start? Like, did you? Oh, has it always been geckos, or did you start with other reptiles
No.
first and transition to geckos?
So I had snakes and stuff when I was younger. I even had a gator when I was younger,
A
also living
gator.
back in Detroit. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He was
Detroit.
about yay long, and yeah, he was he was fun, but I ended up turning him into the zoo because I did more
Mhm.
research onto it, and he was a gift from somebody. But I gave him to the Detroit Zoo, and they raised him up. So I've always kind of dealt with snakes, reptiles, birds, stuff like that. Uh, Getting into the geckos, though, we were jumping spider breeders.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we bred jumping spiders for quite a while, and ended up having a friend who's a ball python breeder, and his girlfriend wanted a spider, and
Okay.
he offered a crested gecko in trade with enclosure all set up, and I gave him the same thing back. That was our introduction into crested geckos. I had never seen one in my entire life besides pictures and not put two and two together.
Yeah.
So, yep, it was food addiction. So, yeah, and our first one was a beautiful red based lily white.
Oh, so you got lucky. You got a really fancy one.
I did. And he's one of our boys. So, yeah, he
That's
got us
awesome.
addicted very quickly. And
And
it
then
just
being
became a,
yeah, I was gonna say, and
well,
being close to like some big breeders and stuff, I'm sure that kind of helped feed.
well, yep. And going to the expos and, the All American Reptile and Plant Show was down in Charlotte, which is an hour away.
Mhm.
That sure didn't help things. So we had a few for a while, and we talked about it, and we said, you know what, the spider world it got real toxic, real quick. And I was
Mm.
like, this is not what I wanted. I want people to love the spiders and care for them, and it just wasn't happening.
You're
So
not the first person who's mentioned that. I've seen a couple fellow breeders I know in Canada that also breed jumping spiders, and the amount of posts and stuff that I've seen about being toxic in the spider, I would have never thought.
for lack of a better term, it is literally filled with a bunch of Karens and Kens.
Oh no.
It,
Oh
it's it,
goodness.
it's horrible. And I'm a positive person. I try to be happy all the time and
Mhm.
always be a smart ass, for lack of a better terms. Um, it doesn't fit my personality, and I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we talked about it, and we said, you know what, let's try our hand at this. We
Mhm.
really love them. They're personable. They're derpy and funny. So
Yeah.
we got into it and we started breeding, and it's been like a crack addiction.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. So how long have you been breeding geckos now?
So we have one full year of breeding. This
Okay.
this season is season two.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, we dove really, really deep, really quick.
Yeah. Did you find that you gravitated towards like certain projects, or was it just I want all the geckos?
Um, no, I fell in love with Dalmatians,
Okay.
and they have been my pet project. And I'm working on a lot of stuff with Dalmatians. Um, I love my lilies and phantoms.
Hmm.
And Holly, my wife, who is camera shy, so that's why she's not joining us.
Say hi, Holly from virtual hi.
So yeah, she's like, no, no, you're good at talking to the public. You do it. So, but yeah, she has her projects, and between the two of us, our first full year, we ended up with 21 breeding pairs.
Wow. Okay. Keeping you
So
busy.
yeah, yeah. But the Dalmatians are really, really a passion. And yep, breezy. Yep, he knows it. Splatter
Yeah.
line.
Because this is, and you have hit a million lilies. Yeah. I feel like it's the year of the lilies. The amount of lilies I've hatched this season, like it's been
Mm,
beyond what I thought the odds were going to be for lilies. Because I've also hit quite a bit.
yeah, yeah. We have two spring pairings that between the two of them, it's a 75% ratio of all lily and phantom lily.
Wow, eh?
Um, Minimal normals. And the one normal that, the one set of normals that did come out from our Emily Burke male pairing
Mhm.
is stunning tricolor,
Yeah.
which is that's Holly's project. She
Okay,
loves her
awesome.
tricolors.
That's awesome. Um, it's the year of the lily. They're making a comeback.
Hmm.
There's been so much talk on so many other new genetics that have come out in projects, and people kind of stopped talking about lilies, but now you're seeing some really cool combos with lilies that are popping up, and I'm telling it's my favorite, to be honest. Like my favorite will always be lily white. I feel like it just adds extra to everything that you're
They're
doing
so
and working on.
beautiful.
As we got a comment, Jennifer says, "Oh, my first lily was a tricolor. Tricolor lilies are nice. Red tricolor lilies are even better."
And that's what the pairing is from the one that we're going to look at a little bit later is the Emily Burke is a tricolor lily.
That's awesome. Um,
Oh yeah, you're gonna see a lot of shenanigans in the posts.
Nothing wrong with
That's
that.
my
We're
crew.
here for it. That makes it exciting,
Oh
and that's the whole point of doing this live in the first place, is so that people can put in comments and interact with both of us, right? So keep them
right.
coming. I'm keeping track here. If there's some good stuff, I'm popping it on the screen. Um, Okay, so the other thing too, when because we chatted before doing the live, and one thing that I noticed, and I don't see it as much in Canada. There it is there, but the discussion of lineage and lines, and that's something that
Yes.
I know for myself. I've put it as my something that I want to grow and learn in, because I've done a lot of research on genetics, and genetics I feel like I have a pretty good pulse on it, where I can figure out how it works, where I want to go with that, and be able to talk about it. And I know, like, even doing the genetics unplug, and doing the evening videos and stuff, I've had a keen interest in that. But one thing I don't think I've personally spent a lot of time on is lineage. And that's one thing I noticed when we were talking about projects that you're working with, is how there's so much importance on the lineage and what the animal is and where the animal is from. And I know for myself that's something I'd like to start learning a little bit more. And I don't know if it's more because you have a lot more opportunities to talk to people at expos, where you get to kind of interact and have those discussions. Whereas here,
Uh-huh.
we're very limited. Like, we have the one expo in the Toronto area that happens, once a month during the fall and stuff. And and there, even for myself, it's very limited gecko breeders that I get to talk to when I'm there, right? So most of the stuff and info that I'm getting is by talking really with some of the US breeders to kind of learn that side of things. Like, how did you find coming into it and being still fairly new with crested geckos? How did you find like how did you learn that side of things? Like, where did you find was the best place to kind of grow and learn on the history and the lineage side of geckos?
So that was a big thing to, jump into.
Mhm.
We got really lucky, obviously living in the mecca of things on the East Coast here.
Yeah.
We ended up so the one that we got at the trade was from Johnny at Crisco Critters.
Okay.
He's known down here in North Carolina and everything like that. He does a lot of, I think it's leopard geckos and fat tail
Mhm.
African geckos, I believe it is.
Okay.
Um, but he's known down here. He's a really good breeder. He's been in it for a long time too. And we just formed a friendship. And he
Mhm.
said, "Listen, you gotta learn the lineage. This way, you're not crossing the lines,
Mhm.
and they need to be so far removed, and." So that was where it kind of started. And then we just dove in, online, just doing research. And of course, you know how the internet is. One says one thing, the other says another
Yeah.
thing. So then we started picking up geckos here and there and talking to the breeders. And that's how we learned that you got to pay attention and keep notes on everything. And it's a
Mhm.
ton of work to do that on
Well,
top of
yeah.
taking care of the animals.
And it's not like if someone were to get into, like, say, dog breeding, right? That information is way more available. Like, I'll give you an example. We here, we breed, well, we did breed and raise kuni pigs. And kuni pigs, they're from New Zealand, and they almost were extinct in the 70s. So when they brought the breed back, they had, registries, and they were keeping track of lineage for that specific purpose, was to prevent
Okay.
inbreeding. And so the registration itself, you can put in like registration numbers and pairing, and it'll give you the percentage of inbreeding when you're looking to do that pair. But that's already there. So when you're as a new breeder coming into it, to learn the different lines is a lot easier. Also, they keep the lineage name as part of the registration name. So let's say you're dealing with a Boris line or a Trish line, everything that you buy or that you produce that you're having registered will have that as the first part of their name. So like I have a Tewangi line and his name's De Niro, so it'll be like the farm name Tewangi De Niro, and it keeps it a little bit easier to kind of keep track. But with something like with reptiles, when you're not having a registration like that, and this is
Yeah.
all learning from people, and for myself, I try to keep track of who's produced it, where it's coming from, and at least the parents' lineage. And that
Yep.
way, to do your due diligence to make sure you're not, having that inbreeding. But it's a little bit harder when you're wanting to go digging into that to try to keep track of all that lineage. And even watching some of these podcasts, learning about, the history of, like, the pinstripes and all that. I'm like, oh, this is the only way that I can really learn from this is by watching that
Oh yeah.
information online and keeping track of it. Yeah,
Yeah. So
Cassandra says I keep all notes and history, and I can try to keep lines strong too. Yeah, and I think the other thing as well that would be nice is to see um information that's more publicly available on the lineage and how it passes down. Because I know some
yeah.
lines are stronger, right? Where it's like, oh, this is really proven line, and it's you're seeing it passed down from generations.
Yep. So yeah, we're so new that I don't want to voice too much of an opinion, but I
Yeah.
I do believe there needs to be a general consensus of, okay, you should probably keep, you know records at least two generations.
Mhm.
That would be I'd love to see that. A lot of breeders do. You know, a lot of the bigger breeders, they have their lines back 2, 3, 4, 5 generations if they're keeping good records. But if you get it from somebody smaller, you know, like us, you
Mm-hmm.
know, we have ours. I have the parents, but sometimes I don't know who the parent or the male and the
Yeah.
female, and you know, so I can only go back one generation.
Yeah.
So, oh, is that Bobby?
It's Bobby. Bobby's in the house. Morning,
Bobby,
Bobby.
what's up,
I'm
brother?
glad you didn't miss this too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bobby and I have had some good chats too. Um,
Is he trying to
yeah.
get you over to the gargoyle side, or are you already there?
We have some gargoyles.
Okay.
I have two females that are ready. I'm just waiting on my male. Um, when I took him out last night, he told me he was ready
There you go.
in his special way.
I told Bobby, so I have a couple gargs here that I had. Well, I ended up taking some in and giving home, and then they had eggs, and now I have extra gargs. But I was like, I'm not buying any more gargs. But I told Bobby, I'm like, I really want one from him, and I know he. And I'm like, but I'm waiting for yellow because I really like yellow.
So we have a pink project that's going to be going on here in about another year. I think it's going to be about another year.
Okay.
Um, I'm big into morals and ethics. Making sure it's all about the animal, not there's nothing about money. You
Hmm.
know, we do this because we fell in love with these guys,
Hmm.
and it's fun for us, and it brings life into the house. We're empty nesters now,
Yeah.
so you know we became Jen, who's been commenting.
This is love
We
pinks and
she
pastels.
Yep, she came into some personal stuff going on, and we ended up fostering. We have about 60 plus of her geckos right now,
Okay.
that we're helping care for.
Okay.
And we said, you know what? Until you can get better and figure things out, you know, there's no time limit. We'll help you breed them too.
Hmm. That's
So
awesome.
the pink project is actually hers.
Okay.
So, but we take care of them like they're ours, you know.
No, of course. That's awesome. So what species of geckos do you work with now? You work with Cresties. You have some
Yep,
Gargs. Are
yep.
there any others?
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. We have Cuban false chameleons,
Okay.
which are highly underrated. If you don't have a Cuban false, go get one. Go find somebody that
I know
has
you
one.
were
They're
telling me that.
phenomenal.
I'm gonna start the research on it.
Yeah, they are so personable, and they're funny, and they're a great animal. Um, but I have lychee. We have Chihuahua that we're actually breeding.
Mhm.
Kahua, Chihuahua, Chewy, whatever.
Chewies.
Just
Chewies.
call it a name, whatever. So, and we have Tokay.
That's awesome. A
Oh,
friendly
and we
Tokay
have
or a grumpy
um,
Tokay?
uh, depending on the mood. So, you know,
Okay.
we have two of them. We have a male and a female. The male is younger. Last time Holly took it out, it decided to latch onto her finger for about 45 minutes.
Oh, fun. That must have been a
Oh
fun
yeah.
45
She's
minutes.
sitting there reading a book with a Tokay attached to her
Yeah,
finger.
it'll let go when it lets go.
Yeah. So, but we also have morning geckos A, B, and C,
Okay.
and we have Yuri EVs.
Okay. The
So
Tokays, I always found them so pretty, and I absolutely love them, but I have to admit they kinda scare me, so that's why I've never,
yeah.
never really decided to kinda take it that direction, but they're beautiful, they're so nice. Yeah, we did have one at one point. My husband says not friendly.
So yeah, yeah. The female that we have, I got from Jen. I bought her from Jennifer Wood, and she did a phenomenal job training her. She loves her animals so much, and that's why we were more than happy to help her out.
Mhm.
So yeah, first time meeting that Tokay, took her out of the thing, put her right on my hand, and she just spent half an hour hanging out on me and was
That's
having a
awesome.
blast.
You're like
So
the
yeah.
gecko whisperer.
Well, apparently with Chewies, I am. Holly said that's my spirit animal. Apparently,
Yeah, we have a picture of that later that we'll have to share with everyone because it's awesome.
so
Well, when we talk about pictures, let's hop in and start sharing some pictures of some geckos projects that you're working on.
okay.
We'll start here.
Uh so this is weapons grade derpy. Um,
The
she
fact that you
has
have Derpy in the gecko's name is awesome, by the way.
oh yeah. Yeah, she's just I got her from AJD. I went over to his house because obviously hey Mark. I went over to his house to pick up some stuff that I had bought, and I was talking with him and I said I love my reds.
Mhm.
Red is my favorite because I'm partially colorblind and I can see red.
Oh, and
So
how many people are colorblind or partially colorblind in the gecko world? Because I hear this all the time.
a lot. So but yeah, she came from AJD, and
Okay.
she's out of Bloodbath and Built lines.
Okay.
And I got her ready to breed. She'd never been paired before. And AJ hooked me up, and he's since become a really good friend. Love going over there, hanging out with him and talking with him. He's just a wonderful plethora of knowledge.
I bet.
So yeah, and she's a
Well,
sweetheart too. And that's one of our big things is we breed for personality and temperament. We believe it's part of it. So she's
well,
derpy. She'll sit there and do the head tilt like a dog and give you kisses and everything. So she's super friendly.
I agree with you on that because I have one male that's very flighty and a little bit, you know, just not as easy to handle. And I had
Yep.
thought most of the hatchlings were pretty good. And then there was one male that I had kept. It's part of my pixel project. And one of the males I kept, and all of a sudden, as soon as he matured, he was just like his dad. I'm like, okay, you're taking on the characteristics. Like there's something
Take
there.
more than Quincy. Yeah, yeah. So, I'm a firm believer that, animals, they can feel us, they have their own personalities. I don't care what anybody says, they bond, and we have proof of that later on.
Mhm.
But a lot of people say that these things are only food driven and everything else. And cool, have your own opinion.
Yeah.
I respect it. But to me, we have animals that would literally jump out of their cage just to hang out and spend hours just sitting on us.
Yeah.
And she's
Well,
one of them.
I have one Halloween girl here, and she every time I open her enclosure, she will come climbing out, and she looks right at you, and then she just walks right up, and she just wants to climb on your hand and climb up on you and wants the attention, which is so weird to me. Anyways, I was not don't expect it, but I know for her, every time I open that enclosure, she's coming out to say hi.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got sly kittens in the house as well. Temperament is totally hereditary. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Totally
Yeah,
agree.
we can. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's go to the next one here.
So okay, so that's the father to the baby that's below, who was paired with weapons grade derpy. And he is a direct Emily Burke Lily White.
Okay.
So they gave us, I think we ended up having, I I want to say it was 16 babies, and I think 13 of them turned out all lily white.
Wow. Wild
Yeah, and
odds.
they are beautiful babies.
We see one right here down here, right? They're thick.
Yep, yep. That's one of their babies.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
these guys.
yeah. There's the there's the twins that came out. That was the first hatchlings that we had come out of them, and I was like, "There's no way we hit double lily white on the first eggs."
Wow.
We did, and then and look at the back, but okay, yeah, it's the one with the lesser pattern in the back. The minute it came out of there and it threw its tail.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, 30 seconds in, dropped its tail. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I have one hatchling last season that came out of its egg, and then it moved its tail and it turned and looked at its tail and startled itself, and then it bit its own tail and then dropped its tail. So it had a tail all but 30 seconds. But then it's like, oh, now you have a cool story. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, our little frog butt, Holly is really attached to that one, so that's one that won't be going anywhere.
That's awesome. And Bobby put in a comment here, and I fully agree. How many of us have the moment where we're like, oh, I'm just like my mom or dad, even when we try not to be all the time, Bobby, especially now as a parent and as like my kids get older. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I hear my mom when I'm talking. I'm like, that's so something she would have said.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my dad's actually watching this. I'm turning into him more and more every day. Who left the light on in the hallway? Yeah.
Right? The older we get.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just waiting to sit out front of the porch. Get off my lawn, you damn kids! You know?
So if Gerald's still listening, it's funny because we tease him for this. Like he'll be because we're in the country and we're on a country road, and it's supposed to be 50 kilometers an hour, and there's always cars that'll fly by, and he's going out and he's like, slow down, and yelling, you kids, slow down on the road. I'm like, oh, you've hit it now. You've hit that age where you're the man now at the end of the driveway, shaking your fist, telling kids to slow down.
Yeah. And we make all sorts of noises every time we move or stand up, and it's always a grunt or a groan now.
Absolutely. It's like, oh, I hurt my back. How? Sneezing.
I sneezed and farted to throw out my back and twisted my neck.
Oh goodness. Yeah. And now I'm gonna be out of commission for a week. So this project here with these two, you're focusing, I guess, is this part of your red project or
It
like what's
is.
the
It's part
goal
of my
for
red. Yeah, so like I said, I love my reds, and I knew that he was a tricolor lily,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping that the majority of them inherit more of her red.
Okay.
Um, Either way, I don't care. The babies are absolutely gorgeous.
Mhm.
Structure is phenomenal. I mean that thing that you're seeing. I mean, right out of the eggs. That one's
Yeah.
probably a day old in that picture. Um, I'm just looking at it and paying attention to. Luckily, I've had some great mentors
Mhm.
in this journey. Noelle has been a great mentor out here from Two Girls Geckos. Allie has been great. Kristen is my girl. I
Kristen's
love Kristen.
awesome.
Oh my God. Without her and then without Heather from Leyline Exotics, who you're going to hopefully be getting on here.
Yes, we
Um,
will.
yep. Told you, Heather, I'm calling you out. But without them and without Kristen, every time I call her, our friendship has gotten so strong so quick. I can call her at any time and she's always there to guide us. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking this and this, but being
Mhm.
so new, I don't I don't know genetics. I'm not a book reader.
Mhm.
I'm dyslexic, so that every time I try to read something, I throw it across the room. So I learned visually, and Kristen has just been a wonderful, wonderful friend, and we wouldn't be where we are in the gecko industry without her.
Mhm.
So I literally say to Kristen, Heather, Noelle, and Allie, thank you. We love you guys, and it's beautiful to have friends that are willing to help. And she's the one to help guide this project too.
That's awesome. Bobby, I see you in the comments. You're over here commenting on pattern and structure on crested geckos. Does that mean we're pulling you over?
Bobby, I got some babies.
And
So yeah,
so we've got some more
oh,
red
that's our,
project over here.
yep, yep, that's my boy, Rude. Obviously Red Lily White. Um, and he is the character of characters in our group. Um, he insists every time I take him out, he has to run up my shoulder He gives me a little lick on the neck and then runs up. And normally I have my old man glasses on. They're perched on my head like an old man. He sits right in between them
Oh,
and
that's
has to
funny.
watch over everything. And he'll just stay there. He won't jump, won't run around, just sits there. He's like overseeing everything. So his girlfriend is Slow Screw, who I got um, from Allie up at Hidden Valley. She was one of her breeders for a while. She's Phantom. I love the snowflaking.
Mhm.
And their babies have just been absolutely incredible. And they're the other pair that we hit for 70 to 75% of all lily white and
Oh,
phantom
wow.
lily white on
The snowflaking too with Lily is it's wild. Like it really helps spread that white as and you don't
it.
see it until they're older. Like I've had
Yeah.
some that just completely blew up with all that white after, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you have a little phantom baby right here.
Yep. That's one of their offspring. That's probably about 3 weeks old.
Okay.
Um, I don't fire up my babies. You and I talked about this prior.
Yeah.
I'm I'm like it's a child. It's a baby. Why
Mhm.
irritate it to bring out its color?
Mhm.
And we know that, firing up it doesn't hurt them, it doesn't do anything, but I'm like, why? You can see what they're going to be. So I don't fire up my babies for pictures. I just want to
Yeah.
track what they look like, make sure everything's okay with them. I did see that little piece of shed on its foot when I took the
Mhm.
picture, so that I peeled that off.
When you take
But
pictures, you definitely see little things like that. You're like, oh man, and then you go and like,
yep,
well, I can deal with it. The thing too with hatchlings is the color that they are as a hatchling is not going to be their color. So to me, I agree with you on that. Like I don't bother. Like if I see them, they're fired up and down. I'll take pictures the way they are in their current state.
yep,
But at the end of the day, um, a lot of that changes. So I prefer to wait until they get a little bit older, like at least hit
yep,
that 10 to 12 grams to do that because I've seen like I hatch a lot of yellows and red lilies and I have an idea when they hatch out. I know it's going to be a yellow or I know it's going to be a red, but the quality of the red is not going to be anywhere near what it's going to be when
yeah.
it's older, right? So no, absolutely. And phantoms are so I love phantom lilies.
Yeah, we have quite a few people, especially in our little SNL Discord, that they're already saying we want one of those. Kristen's already said she wants a couple of babies, and I'm not sure if it was one of these or one of the other lilies from the other pairing, but
Okay.
it's nice to know that people that help you see that you're producing, nice stuff, and
Mhm.
they want one,
Yeah,
and
it's
that
a nice
helps a lot,
feeling. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Means you're on the right track.
right? Oh, my kids, and this is where Breezy's going to jump in the chat. I can guarantee it.
Mhm.
So this is a pair that I got from Gabby over at Morph Menagerie, and they were owned prior by Kenny at Cold Blooded Only, who ended up making the splatter line Dalmatian.
Okay.
Um, LaFlame is just he's an awesome boy. He's got bull's eyes, he's got red spots, he's got black and ink spots.
Mhm.
Red Rum, she was one of the final pieces to creating the splatter line. So these two don't create splatter line, but they create some killer babies. And I'm hoping to get into work with Chaotic, who owns some of Kenny's collection when he got out, unfortunately,
Okay.
and hoping to bring Splatterline back because it was such a beautiful combination. So that's the hope. But in the meantime, these two they're killing it.
Yeah, we have a picture of a hatchling here.
Yep, that
Crazy
one,
amount of
that one,
spots.
yeah, yeah, and that one right there. When that picture was taken, it was I think 28 days or 29 days old. It was
Wow, eh?
baby. So yeah, that's the kind of babies those two are giving us.
Can
And
only
I
imagine how this is going to look once it's older. It can be
yeah, it's going
wild.
to be incredible. Yeah, so I'm not letting any of their babies go until they get almost full size.
Sorry, Breezy. Was in the comments saying we want babies. You're gonna have to wait.
So yeah, we're gonna assess the situation here, and we're
Yeah,
not letting anything go, especially with our first real season. We're not letting
yeah,
anything go until it's probably going to be 18 to 20 grams because we want to see and figure out our holdbacks. We already,
yeah.
we already know a
I've
few of them.
changed. I've changed that here as well because I had some of people might know because I had mentioned it before, but one of my girls who's going to be ready for this season, Lily Pool, is a red lily and empty back, and I had listed for sale when she was much smaller, and she was one of the ones I had not planned on keeping, and no one was buying her and she wasn't going. So I said one day, I'm like, I went to take pictures for her again to post her, and then I'm like, looking at those pictures like, wow, like she's growing up nice. I'm like, maybe I don't want to sell her. So then I ended up holding on to her, and I'm really glad I did because she's absolutely stunning. And now that's kind of the frame of mind that I've gotten into with some of these is I'm holding on to a lot more of the hatchlings until they get a certain age before I really decide. I mean, there's always going to be some that you're like, okay, doesn't fit into the projects, and
Right.
and it is an easy decision to have them for sale. But there's I've like this year even alone with all the tangerine lily stuff that I'm producing, like I want to see how they hold their tangerine as they grow and whether or not it's one that I want to keep. Like I would be really mad at myself if I sold a tangerine lily and then in a year or two I see this lily posted and it's absolutely gorgeous what I wanted. I'm like, man, I should have held on to it. So I hear you on that. It's a game of patience, right?
Yeah, and especially with the project and stuff like that with the Dalmatian project. I like I said, I don't know the genetic codes. That's why I rely on our mentors and especially Heather. She works in the field, with animals and stuff like that. So she does a phenomenal Palm Street every Tuesday now,
Yeah.
and it's a learning class, and she does it in a way that a glorified steering wheel holder like myself can understand it and grasp the knowledge of it.
It's
So
good.
yeah, yeah. I'm working. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to contribute something to it, but I'm working with Anthony over at Little Monsters on his Dalmatian research on how the
Awesome.
spots and everything move over and transfer, and yeah, trying to figure all that stuff out.
But you said that what you said is key there is that you're working with Anthony on it. It's the share of knowledge, right? That's super important because not everyone's working on the same projects, not everyone's working on the same lines, and there are people who have similar interests in certain projects and how things work. I can speak, like for example, I'm working on a green project, right? And it's so important to share what I've learned from my green project and learn what other people are learning on theirs because that's how we grow and that's how we can learn how it's going to work, because especially with all these new genes that are coming in, and even with Dalmatian on itself, you hear some of them may be recessive, some of them aren't. So it's like, how does red spot work? Can we put red spot on yellow? And figuring all that out is how we're going to be able to
Yep.
sharing that knowledge is how we'll be able to kind of move forward and building, producing some of the animals, that those goal animals that we'd like to see, right?
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but again, it's my theory. You know, um, I think every gecko carries the genetic signature to have spots. It's
Okay.
just, does it line up when mom and dad get together to unlock that key? And does it take multiple keys? Which keys does it take? But I think
Mhm.
every one of them carries it inside of them. And
Hmm.
that's what I'm trying to prove. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And can we separate those keys to where we can make it work to where we like the look of it if we want all red spots. I know there's already people working on that stuff. They're getting close, but it, it's going to be it's probably going to be 15, 20 years to figure this out.
Yeah. It'll be a little bit quicker if we can get some shed testing or some sort of, like those ball python breeders are so far ahead now with all this shed testing. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I think that's really expensive. So I
Yeah.
don't see how that, you know.
Well, the problem is to map it out because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
we know what a baseline, normal ball python looks like. So to be able to um, map out the genetics based on individual genes is a lot more simple on that side. With crested
Yeah,
geckos, it's a little bit more hard because what does a normal nothing added to it crested gecko look like, and trying to then have just the individual genes and to map that out is going to be a lot more of a difficult road.
yeah. And luckily, the parents to this one, Kenny kept phenomenal records of who was from who and who was the grandparent, who was the great grandparent. I was able to go back on Red Rum. I think it was 3 generations, and La Flame, with a little bit of help, I think we were able to go back 4.
Yeah,
So we're able to see where the progression came,
yeah,
which is it's helping.
that's awesome. Let's see here. Oh, there's the derpy face. I love it.
so so got to give a shout out to my girl Kristen. So this is not the same gecko. You asked me yesterday about this. The one up on top is Kristen's. She took a chance on us and sent Judgment up to us to be paired with oh my god, why am I drawing a old man? Espresso Junior. I had a senior moment. It glitched.
You forgot a coffee name on a morning coffee show. That's
So
funny.
yeah, that's Espresso Junior, who I got from David down at Tiki's. And oh my, that floppy headed goofball is just ridiculous. But that's a pairing and a collab that I'm doing with Kristen.
Mhm.
The two of those together, I'm hoping. We're still waiting for her. She's being a stubborn girl and giving us nothing but duds this year.
Okay.
So, and we've seen the positive locks and everything else. She's just being stubborn. So, yeah, I'm showing my age. Thanks. But yeah, so hopefully next year she's going to be staying with us.
Gerald, stop giving me grief in the comments. That's my husband. He's like, "You mean wild type? Ball pythons aren't geckos." Yes, we know, Gerald. Go back to
So,
your workout
yeah,
at the gym.
but yeah, but I ended up getting one of her. We call it her special gecko. Her
Okay.
daughter listed it, and I bought it, and it was a holdback that wasn't supposed to go for sale. And
Okay.
we've got babies from that one, and I'm giving one to Kristen as a thank you for everything because
Oh, that's
she's, like I
awesome.
said, phenomenal.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, that's going to be a fun pairing. I'm really just trying to get because he has a full pin, the big floppy head. His structure is killer, and she's a big girl too. I think she's 62 grams right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yeah, we have some big geckos. Our biggest one is almost 90.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and
Big
she's not
girl.
fat either. She's just
Yeah, she's
big.
just thick. And I feel that also is associated with lines. Like I find there's some lineages that just really produce big, thick geckos, right? And there's some that are more petite and
Yep.
aren't never going to get to that weight or size. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's
Mhm.
just the attributed to that line.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome. And then we
yeah. But
have your
that's
best
a fun.
friend over here.
So that's why the wife calls me the Chewy Whisperer. So that's Catacomb. Um, she's our female Pine Island, and she was jumping at the door. to try to get out. And I was just like, okay, okay. I gave her a little pet and everything like that. Went back to check on her, and Holly said she really wants out. Okay, opened the door. She jumped up onto my hand. Said, "All right, let's go sit down on the couch and hang out for a while." So we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I feel her stomach moving. And I'm like, oh, great. She's going to take a dump on me. I'm like, Holly, go get a paper towel quick. And next thing I know, here, Dad, hold this. And she laid her egg right there in my lap.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that's
And
the
then,
level of trust.
yep. So, and it gets even better with it, though. So she wouldn't move. I was like, oh, God, I got to get you back in your enclosure.
Mhm.
And she ended up taking her arms and sprawling them out and wrapping them around me and didn't want to move. I sat there for over an hour with her like that, feeling the contractions of the other egg. Um, it was the most wonderful and beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah, just the level of trust that she has. That's why I say it's more than just food driven.
Yeah, it's, an experience that you'll always remember too.
Oh, I'll never forget it. It's unreal. It was so beautiful.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, she's one of my special girls.
Oh, Jennifer says, "I love when you told me about this." Oh, it brings a tear. It's so sweet.
Yeah, yeah, she's just yeah, yeah. And then she didn't want to go back afterwards, and she ended up sitting up here on my shoulder. I fell asleep and woke up and went, "Oh my God, there's a Chewy loose in the house." Nope, she was still
She
right
was
there.
still hanging out with you.
Yep. So 3 hours later, didn't move a muscle.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks for sharing that story. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not something that, that many people would experience, right?
No, Kristen told me she wouldn't have believed it unless I showed her a picture.
Yeah. Yeah, we hatched, I was candling eggs, with my daughter because she was curious about it and stuff. We wanted to see where we're at, and, she's like, "Oh, mom, can I film it? I wanna, like, show my friends at school what it looks like when you're candling eggs." And I said, "Yeah, that's fine." So she's there filming it. And next thing you know, the egg just completely the gecko pipped and just completely hatched right on the light on my phone while she was filming. And we're just in shock. Like, oh, so I ended up posting it on Instagram. But that like just that experience of seeing that happen right then and there, not planning for it is definitely it's a cool experience for sure.
It's a lot of fun. I've actually recorded. I mean, with this first big year of us, I think I've recorded like just phone recorded 10 hatchings.
Yeah.
And we've been there for probably 20% of ours actually coming out.
Yeah.
It's Holly and I get a gut feeling. We go look at the eggs, we can see it starting to crack, and
Mhm.
then we're just okay. We get to sit there and watch it, and it's so wonderful and beautiful to see.
Yeah, it's
And it's
awesome.
and it's rewarding because you made that happen.
That's awesome. So we're winding down to the end of the hour, but I wanted to ask you, now that you've had some time and some seasons to kind of, get familiar, is there any wish list projects or anything that, that the goals that you're looking to grow towards, or are you happy with what you're working with now, or anything that you're even willing to share?
Well, one of well, the whole reason I got into the whole Dalmatian research thing was I was talking with Anthony, and I ended up asking him. I said, "I want to create something," and he said, "That's going to be tough." I said, "Yeah, I want to create a super Dalmatian Frappuccino, not just spots. I
Okay.
want it spotted like that baby was
Hmm.
with a frap."
Yeah.
So he showed me some pictures. Hopefully, I'm not divulging information, but he's been trying also. So that's
Okay.
that's what got that whole ball rolling.
Okay.
The love of Dalmatians and the lilies.
Hmm.
And we know the lily pulls spots out, but that's kind of my pet project on the side of trying to create that, if it's
That's
even
awesome.
possible.
That's awesome. That's exciting. Well, it's cool to have that goal, right? And then and having everything kind of planned where this is what I want to work on. And I find that
Hmm.
when you have like an idea of what you want to work with and projects you're really passionate about, it helps kind of steer those decisions on, who are we pairing this season and what are we working towards. And
Oh yeah. And Holly she loves her phantoms and she loves her tricolors. Um,
okay.
so yeah, she popped one out about almost 2 months ago now, and it's really interesting looking.
Okay.
Um, some people in that are here have seen it already, but yeah, Holly's got a really good eye for stuff. It's too bad she's too camera shy to come on here.
No. Well, you can post it on Instagram and stuff and share different ways, right? You don't always have to be on camera.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so do you have why don't we pimp out your social medias and where people can find you and connect with you if they have questions or want to chat more about pick your brain on things and
So, well, my brain is full and empty at the same time. Still so new, just learning. I'm just trying to absorb everything I can. Um, but we're at Misfit Gecko Army on Instagram, Facebook, and the same thing on Palm Street.
awesome. So
We
you
don't
have
have.
your own Palm Street. Do you guys go live on Palm Street at all or
I've done guest spots so far. We're
okay?
not, I'm accepted to go on and sell and everything like that, but we want to wait until we're probably going to do our first one this coming spring.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out on some of those cool projects you're working on. And I definitely want to see the progress on the Dalmatian Frappuccinos, which, everyone's working so hard to get spots out of things. I'm like, but they're so pretty in certain things.
Hmm.
I think people are missing out with those spots.
Yeah, I think this upcoming season, I think I'm gonna end up with I think it's either 5 or 6 Dalmatian pairings.
Okay.
And one or two of those pairings is actually trying to pull spots out so I can start from scratch.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. Any last minute words or anything you want to share with everyone?
Just love, just enjoy them. Remember it's all about the animals. That's all it's really about is loving the animals and getting other people, especially the children. They're the next
Mhm.
ones to do this. If they don't love them,
Yeah.
there's no keeping them around.
And keep it positive. Save the
And thank
drama
you
for
to
your
everybody
mama.
out there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, and I will talk to you backstage.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for watching live today. We will keep the ball rolling. I do have some guests that I'm chatting with to have some more specials on Sunday. So I will be back. Might not be next week, but definitely keep an eye out. I'll post the dates and stuff when we're going to have some more live shows, and keep in touch. Another thing I wanted to mention is I would like to have another evening show. So the Coffee and Cresties After Dark, whether it's an industry or genetics chat. So for those of you who are interested in that, drop a comment in not on the live chat, but on the actual on the YouTube video with some suggestions. If you have any suggestions, or even send me a DM on Instagram with some suggestions, because I'd like to know what people are wanting to hear about and learn about, and topics that would be interesting to you, because what I may find interesting might not be as interesting for everybody else. So, and this show is all about, this is for you guys. So I really want to know what is something that you want to hear. So definitely share that info with me, and we'll see you in the next one. And have a great Sunday, and enjoy the rest of the start of your week, I guess, because we're Sundays and we're starting Monday next week. So enjoy your week next week, and I'll catch you later. And now I got to find my clothes because I haven't done this in a couple weeks. See ya.
Shake your dreams from your hair. I'm already there, right beside you.